name's Lee Thomas. I'm the UK Sales Manager for Yokogawa Test and Measurement. I'm here today with one of our latest products, the DL350 ScopeCorder. It's the latest of the ScopeCorder family, and it carries many of the principles of what a ScopeCorder can offer. A ScopeCorder itself is built on a modular concept with swappable input modules that allow engineers and users to turn this instrument into what they want it to be. The 350 I have with me here today allows for two input modules to be inserted into the top, and it also comes with two logic channel inputs as well. Around the side of the instrument we have a recharging port which will recharge the battery, which is one of the options on the DL350. We also have a calibration source here, also a fuse and a grounding point too. Around the back we have a support stand which supports the weight fully of the DL350. Moving around to the opposite side, this is where you can extract information. So we have at the top here an SD card slot that allows you to record transient events and trends for up to 50 days. We also have USB slots as well that can also allow you to put a mouse and keyboard in and operate that way as well. We have Ethernet, mini USB, also an external I/O that can allow you to trigger in, trigger out and synchronize measurements with another DL350 ScopeCorder. Finally, we have a GPS module, so you can take measurements not just on the move but see where the measurements are made. The DL350 has just the four buttons on the front. We have the start stop, the trigger, the save and the power button. The DL350 comes with a resistive touchscreen, which is great especially in noisy environments where electrical noise can impact on other types of touchscreen. When you start the ScopeCorder, you're presented with four menus. We have Scope Mode, Recorder Mode, Load File and Easy Setup. When I press Easy Setup and go to Start, I have three stages to go through. Here I can select what channel I wish to use, the recording time, up to 50 days of a sample interval every 10 milliseconds. And then also, based on the memory that you have in your SD card, it can tell you how long you can record for as well. When I go to finish, it takes me onto the recorder mode. If I want to go back onto scope mode, I can navigate back to the menu and then go onto scope mode. So I'm now in scope mode. Scope mode allows me to do what is commonly found on oscilloscopes, which is do an auto setup. Auto setup detects the channels that are active and turns off the channels that are not active. With this menu as well, I can move into the channel menu and change individual channel settings, or at the top we have all channel setup, which allows me to look at a full matrix of all of the channels so that I can change them all on one table. Other options that I have within the menu as well is Acquire. Acquire allows me to change the record length, and from here I can go all the way up to 100 million points of data per module slot. Also here as well we have triggering menus where we have simple rising edge, falling edge triggering. We also have enhanced triggering, which is and or triggering as well. We can also do what's called a wave window trigger. So suppose I have a stable signal, I can put an upper and lower limit around that stable signal, and should there be a voltage dropout, should there be a transient event, a spike, an overshoot, we can capture and record all of those events as well. Finally, on the triggering, we have what is called action on triggering. So action on triggering allows me to be able to output a signal in the event of a triggered event. The ScopeCorder could beep at me, and there's other features which come with the action on trigger as well. The display menu allows me to divide the screen up into 16 different segments. The 16 different segments also will allow me to move the channels across each individual segment. That also helps to maintain vertical resolution, as we have 12 and 16-bit modules as well. The Save and Load menu allows me to save setups, save waveforms, save images. From this as well, I can also load them back into a ScopeCorder to view in post-analysis. The cursor menu that I have on the screen now allows me to put vertical and horizontal cursors on the screen. So I can drag these cursors in between and take measurements between. That's vertically and horizontally, or both. The measure mode that we have allows me to display any and or all of these different types of measurements, some of which include peak to peak, RMS, amplitude, frequency, overshoot, and much more. The analysis function allows me to do math, FFT analysis, XY diagrams, harmonic measurements. We have the go no-go feature, zoom windows, we can search back through, we can also look on a history mode, which I'll show you in just a moment, and we also have the GPS settings too. So here what I'm going to do now is show you the history mode. By doing this, what I will do is I will perform first of all an auto setup, and then next of all I'm going to actually stop the signal. I'm then going to start again. I'm then going to move my probe so that I create a distortion on that signal, and then I'm going to show you how history mode works. So stop, start, move the probe, create some distortion on the signal, and stop. Back into menu, analysis, history, and here I can pull up the last 1000 records on the screen. Not only that, but I can rewind back through time and pull all of the searches back up on a list and find out when certain events occurred. This is a very powerful tool if you're looking to find when a fault occurs in your signal. Finally, we have the utility button. This is where you can change your preferences, including colour backgrounds, dates, times. You've also got an overview as well within that menu too. Okay, thank you.